Good evening and welcome back to Stationeers. It has been a hot minute, and boy, I wouldn't wish what my last week or two has been on anybody, because although nothing really major has gone on, I mean, there were a couple things that are sizable events, but it's just been one thing after another. Is the kind that wears you down. So I have missed, oh god, it's like 2 solid weeks of Stationeers, and I've been doing a little bit of WoW just for keeping up with the guildies, and that's been taking up all my time and energy that I've, whatever spare I had. But so I had a chip here, I had a laptop here, so I was trying to do some programming, I think. It's been so long I forgot what I was doing. I was programming the auto furnace, so okay, that's good. And if I remember right, everything was getting warm. So yeah, it's been a thing. So yeah, it's been it's been a real thing. I can't even remember everything going on, but I cut my cut wood and burn it in a outdoor wood burner boiler system to heat the house, and I've been run shockingly low on that all season long, actually.
Power low.
So I've been struggling to keep up with that, with the weather and all that. And then additionally, I had a cat that just gave up. Well, didn't give up the ghost. She was old, so but we had to go put her down and take care of that. So that was its own thing. But at the same time, my kids were sick. My wife was thinking she was going to get sick, so I stayed home. It's amazing how it worked out. It worked out perfectly. That I stayed home on a precaution that my wife was getting sick and going to be unable to take care of the kids, and I spent a lot of time taking care of the kids. But that's when the cat decided that she was done. So I managed to get an appointment to get her put down the same day, like in 2 hours. So everything worked out fantastically for that. I mean, as fantastically as the situation can. And we had a long period of thawing, so the weather, the soil was soft enough that I could actually dig a grave for her, so that worked out. There was just a whole lot of coinkydinks that just happened to align, and luckily that worked out in our favor in that case. So, and yeah, jeez, on top of that, then I got sick, so my Saturday was wasting away in bed. And then now my wife's car van blew a head gasket in between 2 cylinders, so it can still kind of run, but I had to take time off work to go fetch that and bring it back, and then and then on top of everything else that has been going on, my dad called me up on the radio and let me know that one of the close family friends he was sent home. He's been in and out of the hospital. He's had some cancer stuff going on, so they finally sent him home with only a couple days left. So I'm taking time off tomorrow to go see him one last time and all that. So it has been a week, and my brain is missing. So yeah, that's for my lack of everything. So I don't know if I need to make up a new tank kit, or if these old tank kits are going to be, yeah, so kit, tank kit, small tank, large kit, and these are different, yeah, in line. So this is different than the old tank. Oh, I'm also having dinner's talking back, so if I'm talking kind of weird, that's part of it. I don't know if I can actually see the legacy tanks. I don't know if I can see the legacy tanks in here. I think, regardless, I think I'm going to have to make one. Copper and steel. Do I have any copper? I have copper. No, that's nickel. You can have your nickel back. That's silver. Nope, that's steel. Jeez. That's silver. Okay. Copper. Copper, copper, copper. Did I burn up all my copper? I could. No, I did not. So yeah, it's been a thing. Just make sure everything's going here. Okay, there's copper. Turn that off. Throw this in there. And so let's go ahead and make the new tank. Tank kit. So this one is going to be an uninsulated tank because we are dropping the heat into the atmosphere around it. So hopefully I don't have to remake the tank kits. And it's possible that if I had any, they got deleted. So I got that. I'll grab this and I'll grab that because I'm not sure which one I'm going to need. And just because I'm paranoid, I'm going to grab these. So that I can put down a sheet so I don't rip up the floor. Okay. Which I actually may not need to. So this... Yeah, you can see that I already put a lot of storage in this network out here. But once I replace that tank, these can go. So we're going to not submerge it into the floor. That's the wrong rotation. That's the correct rotation. I'm going to need... you know what? Actually, there's a pipe right there. We go bam, bam. Oh god, not that one! Okay, so this should be full. Now, I have a concern that when I deconstruct that tank, it's not going to push the air into there. So I do have that concern. Let's make sure I have no volatiles in the air. Do have some nitrous, that's not a problem. No volatiles in there. So worst case scenario, I have to wear my suit. Which I'm going to put on anyway because we know how my luck goes with this stuff. So I'm going to try to figure out where I can carve a way in. I think it's going to be through here. Okay, yeah, and the temperature's going to be going up. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that because I'll just end up destroying that. So you... Okay. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. If I put my back against the wall, I can't get splattered. That's what I was worried about. Why can't it dump it into the pipe network? Ah!
Temperature high.
Let's not hurt my lungs any further. I bet it's because it was the old tank. I bet this new tank won't do that. We've already polluted the air. What's the second try, right? Yeah, I think that pushed it into the network. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. So we can... There we go. Do that. This is one of the new ones, right? Well, there we go. Let's try it again. This should not do anything. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. but I do have contaminated air now. Well, we turn you on. Set inward and active. Okay. Pull the NOS out of here. Pollutant's low enough, I don't think I'm really going to care. I mean, it could. Yeah, I'm more worried about the NOS than anything. Pollutant's actually pretty low. One thing I do want to see... Let's open up the lid real quick. It didn't immediately complain about the NOS, so that's good. Of course, that would just make me funny in the head. Temperature is up there, but doable. And, wait. The heck? Sound like I just heard like a pop. Well, stuff's still working, so... Okay. So, that's a start. So we replaced that tank, so the shifting of that should go pretty much smoother. So we can... 157... Okay. Oh, right, because that's another thing I was trying to work on, is getting the... Wow. Well, the NOS is decreasing out of there, so that's good. I'm going to pop one of these. See where our pressure goes in here. That's not the tool you... Well, technically you could check pressure with it, but... Oh, okay, that was not that big of a change, so... Okay, let's take a look. Just want to make sure that I don't start condensing. So I forget what the point is. Okay, I think we're good. Wrench, you dimwit. What's that? Okay. Looks good. Okay, that's doing good. Pull this back out. We're going to flip this. Do that. There we go. Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so that's back into its normal deal. We don't worry about these guys over here. Temperature's high, but I think we can get away with this. At least until I go through an airlock. So, there. We got that taken care of. Now this is literally window shutter. Is there small vent? Well... You know, this wouldn't be too bad. Actually, that might be worthwhile to invest in. It would be nice to have like a open, closable, passive vent. In so much not as a like a shutter. Like right now, I obviously have a big old gaping hole in this window here. So maybe I would want that to be a shutter and open, unless there's like contamination or something it needs to close down. And just close the vent, lock it, seal it. Which I guess technically speaking, that's a door. That's a thought. Just put a door there. Put a door there. That's it.
Power low.
Okay, let's go through here. See what we have for tanks that need to be updated. Now, this is carbon dioxide. And I don't know if this one truly needs to be updated or not. Problem I have with this one is it's hot gas. So what other... Turn it on to throw it in your pack. Okay. So the other ones we have are pollutant. That one's staying as is, for sure. We are still struggling. Struggle bus. And then the other is nitrogen. Whoopsie. And I don't know if there's a real reason to have that updated either. Because this is literally just a storage mechanism. Now, the one that we replaced in the furnace room, that is actually very important that changes. What are we doing over here? Yeah, I want to make sure you don't go over pressure, because that would be a big boom. Big boom leading directly outside? It sounds like a terrible idea to me. I think we can pull this back. I'm getting nervous. Well. Okay, we're going to put down some plastic sheets. I like this. I like that they added this. So you can have some level of finish without too much. And it does not look too bad. You can still get to everything. And if you still want to make it look pretty, you can also throw another wall on it. But now I can use the pipe and not be scared to death of what I'm going to release. Release the Kraken! Technically, I could actually throw in another... not that I have a problem with this loop. This is the one I'm struggling with. Because what's our heat exchange here? We actually have some heat exchange going on. 12 kilojoules. It's still pretty pathetic. So that's the outside temperatures. Too high. I can't bring it down. Looks like I was going to make possibly solder? Solder, steel. Maybe not. Okay. Well, you're happy. Okay, you weren't. You started making noise. Oh, it's the furnace I'm hearing. Let's open this up. Let's purge this tank. It's technically cooler. Well, hang on. What are we at for temperature? Ooh, 7.5. Alright, I'll take that. Of course, that's kind of relative speaking, because it's going to warm up in the atmosphere. Which I don't. It's fine. Guess that's something I didn't think about, yeah. I guess that's where it would be nice to have the suit storage. Anyway, okay, so I can stop complaining every time I get on there. Let's do this. I'll throw this large cell battery in here. Good. Good. We are regurgitating. Of course, we're going to trap some nitrogen. Wait a minute, what? Okay. I mean, I understand that that's pressure differential. Huh. I trapped the nitrogen. And you're not firing, right? That's fine. And I don't know if I'd actually be able to pop this either. I'm nitrogen locked. Huh. You know. Might be able to do this, though. Cut the pressure in half. Can I possibly grab the chippy? Grab the chip. Yank it back in. Haha, there we go. Now it'll process it out. So I had to kick it a couple times. It's alright. That is alright. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, you're fine. I still need to change how I'm hearing you. 50. Okay. Temperature is all over the map. Pressure's all over the map. We're good. Okay. We're slowly catching up. I'm trying not to load the system too hard. What we got for 40 liters? We're good. 30 on that side. We don't have anything left on that side, and I don't think we've got any other... yeah, water. Okay, we're good. We're good. Close that. We're scrolling out of view here. Yep. Eventually I gotta fix my lungs, which that's liquid nitrogen, and that's gonna be a challenge. That is gonna be a challenge for me. Especially if I'm struggling to maintain my current atmosphere. Which, it's really not that big of a struggle. It's just me being an idiot. Now, one thing I did consider was trapping the atmosphere in here, but that's only very temporary because I had nothing in there with me, for one. And additionally, I probably would have blown out all the windows and walls. And then I would have had to repair them. So, yeah. Okay. Do I want to try to tackle? This guy wants to be heated up. Could use some gas for that. So I have to go into the other room for that. Which means I gotta pass through the airlock again to do that. Take my fuel canister over there and light a fire. I have paranoia. Don't mind me. So it toasted my lungs. Here's what I'm going to do. I think I have a really quick and dirty way to heat up the furnace outside. And by golly, I'm going to be quick and dirty about it. So let's... Oh, that's right. That's what doesn't matter. Don't matter. Ah! Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it. We got it. We got it! Sticky fingers! Okay, well this will give us plenty of charcoal. For sure. So we go like this. Go like this. We go like this. Okay. Might as well eat and drink while we're in here. Coffee. Whoops. I wasn't done drinking. Does that qualify as a drinking problem? I think it does. I have a drinking problem. It's almost as bad as airplane. Oh, man. Cold coffee. Yep. That's exactly the kind of day it has been. So, let me capture my refuse that I have flung all over the base. Don't mind me now. Okay. I need to fix this, because right now this is burning up electricity that it shouldn't be burning up because it's just sitting idle. And, you know, idle makes waste. Okay, so we wanted to go... make sure the AC is on. It was, because I started cooking myself in the furnace room. That didn't even suck me in at all. So, if I remember right, you have some NAS. You have some NAS. Get ready to get flared up. Although, not input. No. I'm going to circulate you a little bit. Now, this one might be a good candidate, potentially, for rebuild. But, yeah. Temperature's crawling up. But I want to throw that in. And this ought to be going... Huh. I thought that kicked out volatile. Am I... Do I have to hit the button? Really? Or did I need to run it through the centrifuge? Maybe that's what it was. Okay. Maybe we'll figure this out. Great. Great. Well. That's not necessarily great. Good Lord. Okay, well... I'm assuming... Oh, just so many things not making sense to me right now. Just so many things not making sense to me right now about that. Okay. Alright, so then let's go... Oh Lord, this is gonna be... Yep, good. Alright, good. Okay, so we're gonna grab you. And... do you... almost want to do this just to make sure nothing silly there happens. Turn you off because I'm going to have to. Now you will spit out and hopefully not do some wild, silly thing. This is... Whoop, 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 whoop. Hang on. There's no biomass in there. Dang it. Well, it's silly. How are we doing on the cooling? 114. I mean, it's a heck of a lot better than it has been. This is still 144. That's not that much. Not much better. 274. So yeah, I definitely need to do something with like storm cooling. But we'll figure that out eventually. I need to put a pipe meter on this or something. Wow, that's down to 1.8. Okay. I am making a lot of oxygen. That's for sure. And if I could cool the CO2 down and the nitrogen at a decent rate, I could actually use that oxygen for other things. So one of the things, starting to realize maybe I should just go to rocketry. My deep mining I don't think is going to work too well because of the terrain. There's some crazy stuff out there. Although I am willing to maybe give it a mulligan in the event of... I heard you're in the rover, you're pretty much... I don't know if you're pretty much immune, but you can take a lot more than you would in just a bare suit. I don't know if that's going to change, but that was my biggest fear driving the rover around. So we'll maybe take a look at that. So let's open you up, turn you on, put you in hand, edit. Okay, so the way that it goes here is I think I've got everything already labeled. But we read the request chip. And we are going to set H monitor hash requested on. And we're going to go through here, find the recipe, and do all the fancy stuff. Okay. Now, I'm concerned with what we extract out of here. So when we're actually doing our bitwise transfers. So what do we have here? We have shipping and... Do you not have the memory? Maybe it doesn't have the memory associated with it. So let's flip that on real quick and make sure. I don't see shipping there. Shipping? Looks like shipping. Okay. Flip that off. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so what we're going to do with this invar. Let's verify invar iron and nickel, and I think I did that just because that's all I have. This is nickel, so I got 6 nickel. And 11 that. Now, da, 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 da. According to my cookbook, so I think I wanted to make a 500 stack is what I'm trying to aim for. And this being a tier 1, I think is additive, so if I did 50 and 50, that is 100. So I think 5 and 5 here would be 5 stacks and 5 stacks, 10 stacks total. That's 500. 5 and 5, I got 6 nickel. Yeah, so that should work. So then what I want to do is pull this open. So the item check, R13 is going to be this. So let's set batch name. We are going to, oh yeah, H memory, hash is shipping. This is going to be a problem. Setting is going to be R13. In theory, then, if I did this right, I should see iron and nickel flop into that. Or at least some memory value in there. So what we're going to do is open this up, drop this in, let it run. Okay, it's asking for ore nickel. So it's looking for this particular hash, which should be right here. Now, what I'm concerned with is that that's why it wasn't working. Okay. All right. That makes perfect sense why that wasn't working. Open, 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 open. Everybody's open. Well, I know what the problem is. Okay. This chip cannot read these silos. They are on another network. So, I have to think about how I want to divide this up. Because it would be good. Is there any reason that anything over here... This is for that, this is for cooling, that. So, I'm kind of thinking that realistically, what needs to happen... You've been isolated. Okay, so this is isolated. That's isolated. I will have to take a look at this chip because I think it sets logic sorters and sorters. This is a different thing, so it wouldn't set that, but it's not going to set that anyway. We go up here. So before I make a rash decision, there's no stackers here. Okay. Okay. So what I was thinking about doing was actually just snipping this wire and having this plug into this network. The AC, this controls itself. These turbo pumps are controlled by that thing, I think. And these filters are independent. Yeah, so I think that's the call, is to snip, snip. Well, really it's snip, snip, relay this down. And then snip, snip. Just plug that back in, and then let the furnace and everything piggyback off this. But I really have to consider that. So at this point, what's the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to create a amalgam of all sorts of gooey stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was just shadow. Okay. I forgot to grab my fuel canister. I was so distracted with everything going on. Let's do that. I want to get that Invar. Invar is made in a separate... Okay. Alright. That's not a big deal. If I make anything besides Invar, that could be a problem. Wow, that was bright. Why is it so bright? Well, flashlight's not that bright. Weird. Okay. So, yeah, let's, snip. Snip. Her snippety. Snip. And then snip. There we go. That looks good. How are we doing on the NOS concentration in here? Oh, that's very beautiful. Very beautiful. This is very respectable. Now, if I can get that temperature down, but to do that, I need the rest of the system cooled down, for one. Okay, so this is isolated. That is now disconnected. And I'm trying to remember... I guess if I go here and grab the clippers, this will tell me that's straight. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do that. Alright. Nobody saw this. That's just silly. But I'll take it, just because it's cosmetic, really. There's, other than saving me literally one piece of cable. Whoop-de-doo-doo. Whoop-de-doo-doo. Okay. So then this is probably going to actually disappear. Well, that cable might stay there. But this is probably the best bet for bringing it in, actually. Yeah, I mean, I could do this. Not that. Do this. I'll just go straight across here. Want to buy cable times 10. Do it with the other. I think it's a super cable. But I have no use for super cable at the moment. I think it's really expensive too. Shit. Dummy! There we go. This ought to power out because, yeah. Because we are taxing the system here. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That was 6. Where's the, What? Wait, there's not... Okay, well, it did something. Alright, let's pull that out. now that everything's plugged in and working right. Process that. I don't think the temperature's really going to go. That's going up. Blue pipe. Blue flower, red thorns. Okay, think we're good here. So, yeah, it did do something. So, I mean, that's good. Four, five. Okay, okay. 1, 2. It's raining. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Okay. 1 and 1. Hopefully it doesn't do it again. 1 and 1. Okay. All right. I see what we're laying down here. Okay. That's very good. Very excellent. So the distribution there worked. Now, I thought I wrote this to be like complete functioning code, but maybe I decided not to throw the throw it into the valves? Or did I valve right, valve left? Maybe furnace check. Post item check. Open them up. Hang on. So, first things first. So, we requested... We read the cookbook. And then add 10. And I forget what this is. This would have been great for a comment. Oh, I see. This is just iterating through the cookbook until we find the recipe. Move sum of items to 0, and get furnace name, shut valves, clear furnace memory. Okay. Now. These are plugged in, right? Where are they plugged into? Okay. Wait a minute, why are you off? Why are you off? Oh. Well, I didn't realize we were out of power. That's a little more immediate concern than a few things going on here. There's also been a thing I've been struggling with. Why is it so bright in here? Oh my goodness. Why is my light on? I'm so confused by so many things. Let's grab a stack of charcoal. And I still have a bunch of this, so that's not a problem. Okay. Alright. Let's turn the AC on, because we're going to need it. Run outside. Again, no air rushing in. Oh, I missed the Q button. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Kick on. Well, I mean, to be fair, I am doing this too. No, I'm not. Okay, I think you have equilibrated. You're bugging me. Get in there, kid. Yeah, okay. So I did screw that up. Nothing there running. I need to put a frame in there. I think I was going to put a frame in there. Never did. Whatever. Get some power back to the system. The fact that that light isn't on tells me I'm still sucking all of the energy out of the generator. What are we doing here? 1.5. Okay, we're good. We're good for now. So the valves aren't... The valves aren't doing what I wanted them to do. Did I never name them? Did I never name them? I think I rebuilt them and I never named them. Oh, crap. Who's who? Who's who? You're 03. Okay, good. We got a spy here. So 03. So you are 03. You are 02, right? Yeah, alright. 03. And 02. Okay, and then you're gonna be... Are you 00? Where's Paul? Where's Paul? You're 00. Okay, so the bottom is 00. Which is... You are 0... Oh, you were named. You were the only one named. That would explain a few things. But there's one unexplained thing. So part of that code that I had was to sum of items, right? So this is the sum of items, and what is supposed to happen here is load batch network from H furnace with a name hash with an import count. Maybe I make this an average yield. Branch relative less than. So if R15 is less than the sum of items, it's supposed to go here. Now this has me wondering, set batch H name furnace on this should clear memory, and then this should be H silo. Yeah, so this is working properly like it's supposed to. Sum of items, add sum of items to sum of items. Where do I move? I move sum of items here to 0. And I'm going to take this because we know what this is. That's working. Let's do this. I'm going to actually put this right here. I want to see what our sum of items ends up being, because maybe that number, well, that can't possibly be wrong. The reason I say that can't possibly be wrong is because we extract the quantity right here, and then we add the sum of items. So sum of items is sum of items plus R14. And then we find the silo, or the item, clear the silo, open the silo, and we count until our 14 is, you know, until this is not less than the count here. So we know that this number right here is correct. Gotta be. So what do we do? Branch relative, jump item check, equals 0, R15. So get, wait a minute, right, so the item here, okay, post item check, right here, import count average. I'm going to do this out of order. I'm going to do it this way. We're going to put a yield here. So I'm wondering if, because there's no yield here, well, that still wouldn't make sense, because you would imagine that this would be less than, branch relative less than. So branch to line C if A is less than B. So A, B, C. A, which is right here, load batch name, H furnace, import count average. We assume that this is going to be 0 when we start. And if this is non-existent, I would imagine that this would come back 0 anyway. So 0 would always be less than the sum, unless somehow the sum of items is getting screwed up. And that's possible right here, not right here. As a matter of fact, that's goofy. Set batch name, H memory, hash is going to be shipping, and logic is going to be setting, and we're going to put sum of items right here. Should we? No. You know what? Dum 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 dum. That'll be after the fact. Let's put it right here. Open 1. This should close it. Unless I'm losing me marbles. So this should now state the sum of items when it starts spitting stuff out. So we throw this in here. 2, 4, 5, 6.
Hydration critical.
I can't hear the iron, but I'm at 10. So I should see 10. That's closed. So I should be loading into there. Oh, one vital piece of thing I missed. Yeah. That furnace isn't going to be processing anything. But no, oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. So, okay. No. I was losing my marbles. So this wasn't actually set. So when it went to set this closed, it couldn't do it. So that's why everything spat out. Now, renaming that fixed that, but now the furnace is empty. So now the furnace has to run at its set point. So these... crap, I keep forgetting the canister, the fuel canister. Let's go get this heated up. Let's drop these in. Drop these here because I don't need them. Drop those here. Excuse me. Good. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go through the. Yeah, we'll do that. Plastic sheets. I'm just gonna carry those on me. The backpack I think is empty. I don't really need it at this moment. Let's go ahead and drop a transformer. It's not a robot in disguise, I hope. That's good. Okay, I'm getting a little bit happier with this. Oh, good, we got a storm coming in. That's excellent, because I need more cooling. Let's go take care of our food and water situation. Maybe grab the fuel canister so I don't forget. Come with me if you want to live. Okay. Alright, so... It's good to know that I'm not entirely losing my marbles. But, tell you, there were a couple moments today I was wondering. Water first, because that's our biggest thing. Coffee! Got lots of water there. And I'm fairly certain we've got a colossal F-ton here. Actually, I'm really surprised that I don't have more in there, but that's fine. I mean, 65 liters is still more than enough. It'd be kind of nice to have a display of that. Wow, you can really see those glass sheets through the wall. Let's go ahead and take a shower. Chow chow. Okay, he's good. Yeah, I'll play with the plants when I'm not trying to figure out my life. Oh, that does remind me. We'll see what time is remaining. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But I need to go take a... I got 2 minutes remaining. It's dark out. Okay. I am not going to. I do need to get a thumbnail for my rover video, putting it up on YouTube. And yeah, I know, crap, I'm almost 2 months behind now, I think. I need to go take a screenshot of that. Okay. Fuel canister. Got the fuel canister. F-U-E-L. I think we want 1577 as our number. I forget how much I got injected here. I might have to empty this whole darn thing in there. Yeah, I emptied the whole darn thing and didn't do too much. Brought it up a handful of degrees. Yeah, probably should go kick the thing on. It's just really not a... I mean, it's a good time, but... you are empty. Just basically need to crack this open. I don't even know how much. Yeah, that's not a whole lot. Hopefully enough to fill that up. And yeah, I mean, we got a lot of energy here, so we can use this as a heat dump to not overload the oxygen, which is one of our things here. Yeah, I think we've got enough of a thermal mass here. We can Maybe. I don't know the calculations on the kind of energy that actually is. But I do know this was 114, 112. I mean, it's making very little progress. But at least this particular pipe right here should be dumping a lot more heat. Yeah, it's down 10 degrees with the storm. So I think the storm is 100 degrees down, but I've got a huge thermal mass up there. And I kind of want to set it so that the stages can open up and close if the outside atmosphere is warmer or cooler. We're slowly making more heat exchange there. Oh yeah, we got some. Okay, that's promising because you can see here, heat exchange rate 17 kilojoules and climbing. This one is 11 and climbing. So we're up to 28 kilojoules of heat exchange at the moment coming out of the system, which is almost triple what was going on earlier. So we are making some cooling efforts. This was 144, still is 144. This was 114, and now it's 112. Are you full? You're full. You're empty, so we are done making steam. How are we doing temperature here? Looking reasonable. 1.5 megapascals. Yeah, it looks like it's slowly going down, so another 400 mole. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon my wow movement keys. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like hearing that sound anywhere. Who is unhappy? Who is unhappy? Let me crack this. Somebody is very unhappy right now. I'm wondering if it was the oxygen network here. Which, if that was the case, that probably wouldn't have been too terrible, other than, I mean, I would have dumped oxygen into the base. I think that's what it is. This probably got high in temperature and the pressure and expansion and, you know, all that. Yeah. Okay, I think that's... Oh, yeah. You were damaged by an overpressure event. That's exactly what it was. Okay, note to self. I cannot disconnect the oxygen. That kind of sucks. Alright. I really have to revamp that system. That has been there since basically day one. Using my oxygen for cooling as a heat source, or a heat sink, rather. That has been there since day one. Okay, you're still running. Let's pop you open. Let's just dump it. Dump it. A lot of my pipes are super happy, except for the one that was getting a little crampy. Yeah, out here in the furnace room, there's well, not it is going to be this furnace. This furnace? No, it's going to be this furnace. No. I think it's this one. One of these is running at 50 megapascal. I think it's going to be this guy. But he's going to be my waspaloy and solder. And I need more fuel. Because this is... problem is my furnace out there. Maybe I need to just process some cobalt. Right? Volatiles. Biomass, that's what I really want to process. Cobalt, yeah. Maybe I just need to go mine some cobalt and throw it in the furnace outside. That's who the other side of this pipe is. And I've got lots of oxygen, I've got lots of NOS, so I could make lots of heat really fast if I just mined some cobalt and then processed it. So I might do that instead of farting around. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe take the opportunity to go take a screenshot of the rover for the thumbnail of the video that I'm trying to get up on YouTube a month too late. So I think we're good. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that just turned off, so the storm's over with. And hopefully that is sunrise, not sunset. That is a sunrise to me. Beautiful. Okay. Sensor lenses on. Whoa! Nope, this is still my Brutality on Venus. I did at one point, when I went to the terrain update, I did migrate a little bit. So that's why my base is not such a mole base anymore. Is this cobalt? Oh, perfect. Perfect. This is... Oh my goodness, that simulation occurred a lot faster than it has in the past. Okay. Good to know. Maybe that's some of the optimizations they've made. That's fine. Just takes you by surprise. That's actually a fair amount of cobalt right there. Okay. I feel like the air pressure is actually less overbearing than it was. You know what? I think I need some copper. Copper. Yeah, I can do copper. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, am I opening up into a cavern or am I opening up into an unloaded texture world? Just as long as I don't fall through the world. I did that once. It was strange and I don't really want to repeat it. Luckily, it didn't kill me, but that would have been one of those rare instances where I would have said, okay, we can reload. It's like when it forgets that my respawn point is set in the greenhouse inside and it tosses me outside. It's like, yeah, we can reload. Or the time my game crashed after I venturied myself out of my furnace room. That was pretty fun. Yeah, I haven't actually walked down this canyon this far. So I might take the opportunity to do a little survey. I don't... Getting irritated that it shows me not what I'm looking for. Nickel? I mean, I want just straight up nickel. Wrong button. Oh, there's a lake over here. Ah, stupid. Oh, hang on. Windows 11 screenshot overlay. Okay, that did not screw me up. That's good. Alright, lake bottom. Ooh, God. Sulfur flats. It's really hard to read that text. What's my waste tank? I should probably consider turning around. There's... Okay, alright. There's gold here. We're set. They can name it Midas. Alright. That's kind of neat. This would be better to take the rover, but I'm actually going to have to pull out the terrain manipulator for sure. The because I made some big potholes that I'm going to have to deal with. There's a lot of gold over here. Okay, I can dig it. I mean, literally, if I pull out the mining drill, I could dig it. Could dig it. What am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't understand what that was. That was supposed to be swap. I was refusing to swap to my drill. Okay. Okay. This is kind of a nice walk. As nice of a walk can be on Mars. Especially with Mars. Venus. With all the potholes I've put in. Oh, and by the way, I'm terrible at this. Good evening, Mr. Ray Ray. I hope your evening's going well. I got all the cobalt. Well, if I come across another cobalt deposit, I'll hit it. Yep. Is that cobalt? That's cobalt. Down she go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, cobalt. I do have some room for the coal if I accidentally pick it up, so that's fine. This will definitely get me cooking. It really got me cooking. I wonder how explosively you can be battered by ore flying around. I know I've killed myself in an airlock before with stuff hitting me, but just one piece of ore, could that do it? Whoa. Alright, let's do that. Oh, my sensor lenses are out of power. Well, we did take an extended walk, so... let's look at the battery. Battery bank should be good. Except for one on the end, yeah. And battery bank should be good, except for the one on the end. Yeah, good. I want to write a management script for that a little bit. So that, like, I use these exclusively until these get down to, like, some ridiculously low amount, and then I'll kick one of those battery banks on. That's what I really want to do. There we go. Oh, goodness. I guess that probably... Yeah, the temperature in here was probably pretty high. Okay. And a trekking beacon. Yeah, there we go. Should be a nuclear battery. Yeah, we're gonna pull up the... I think looking through the window might be a little bit annoying, so let's go like this. And we'll try it like this too, just in case that works better. Alright. I turned the lights on though. You know what? This would be a very good candidate for a passive vent, I think. No, it would not. Because if they have the same, if that has the same pressure and temperature as the outside, if there's a storm going on, that could potentially damage my rover, I believe. Unless they've fixed that. I don't know if that's true or not. Alright. Now, maybe I'll be making a reagent mix. That temperature going way down. That's temperature going down. Should be going sky high. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we're going up. This is okay. Will this spit out a reagent mix? There we go. Okay, I'm okay with that. Finally got that stupid biomass out of there. Okay, let's output 10 just to make sure that we don't.
Waste tank caution.
It's been a while since we heard that one, eh? That's okay. Alright. So, closed. Slowly outputting. This ought to be... I mean, it is increasing. There is quite a bit here, though. So let's turn you on and turn you on. Nitrogen and CO2, that's what we want to get rid of. I think it only kicks on if it's above 45. 40? I don't know. So I don't know if that's grabbing temperature from the room in there, or what. Or are we just mixing it better? This temperature's coming up. This temperature, well, was way up. Should still be combusting pretty good. Waste tank. I think we can hang on to it a little longer. Your temperature's going down. So I think that means that it is probably about sucked all the temperature. Actually, I think it's pushing air. Yeah, it's pushing air into the room, or temperature into the room. So I think this would be safe bet. Let's just dump this. Keeping an eye on the waste tank. What I'm going to do is empty all the volatile out of here, essentially, is what it is. I guess basically everything. We're going to let it mix in the big tank. Yeah, it's almost out of volatile. So that was, I mean, that was a good jump. think we need to go a little bit further, though. Dang. So another cobalt mining run. Tomorrow. Yeah, call that empty. Yeah, call that empty. Because all the volatile is now burned off. Alright. So this thing is targeting 1850 is the temperature that it wants to run. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to run, depending on how I write the code. But if we subtract 273 from it, that puts it at 1577. Okay, so the temperature's not far off. So this is reagent mix to go through the centrifuge. Yeah, we'll fire it back up. Here's a big pile of stuff. And that's a fair pile of stuff. Okay. Alright. So many things talking all at once. I love it. There's conversations to be had this day. So I suppose...
Waste tank caution.
Oh, right, yeah, let's deal with that. I see, yeah, okay. Alright, good. So... I turned that off, right? I did, good. And flip these around. Hello, lights. Thank you. It's supposed to enter on the same tick that I do, but... I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and... I was gonna make solder, but if this works... I don't think I need to. I cannot put the lead through there, though. And hope to God that all was degassed. Specifically the cobalt. Because if I throw any volatile in there, that's going to be problematic. Okay, and I am dumping the pollutant out of the system. And the reason for that is because that's going to be one of the things that will condensate. Talk about a drinking problem. I missed my mouth with more coffee. Okay, so we're getting a little closer. Now, these pressures should be low enough. I'm going to have an overpressure regulator, or overpressure system. So I probably need to put a nitrogen filter in here and pull the nitrogen off when it's above a certain pressure. But what I'm thinking is I can take advantage of nitrous's ability to liquefy really easily, and because it's going to be operating at 100 degrees centigrade, give or take. So at these pressures, if I had any real nitrous in there, it should drop into condensate. And then I could just expand it out. Now, speaking of which, I need to make sure that I'm not overpressurizing that. See, I'm getting awfully close here. I need to actually build my atmospherics room here soon. But now there was some cooling that went on there. And the cooling temperature's going back up. Why would the temperature be going back up? Well, it's really hot in there. That would be why. How are you doing over here? 106. You're actually you're dumping some heat here. I'm gonna tank that. I hope you don't mind. real quick. I'm going to do this just so I don't foobar something. Getting real paranoid about that. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop that again. And see what we're doing now. That dropped the temperature quite a bit. That actually didn't move the temperature there at all, almost at all. Of course, this is going up now because, yeah. But I don't want to load the system down too much, but we should be dropping a little bit. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Now, where were we? Huh? You got a green light? Yeah. So technically, you could make Invar with what I have in there? No. No. That's not possible. Can I stick my face through and... I can't stick my face through. We are not in the temperature range. Will produce iron. Wait. Oh, because it's degassing iron. That's degassing iron. That's... Why? Why is there iron in there?
Hydration.
Why? Do I have... Wait a minute. Do I have these... I thought... Are these overflows set wrong? Okay. Food and water. And if I got any chutes, I'm going to grab them so I can take a look. I do have chutes. I'm going to grab them. We're going to take a look. Do I have those flipped sideways? Or... That would be really irritating if that's the case. So I thought they always flowed straight through, not... Yep. Okay. What a deal, what a deal. What a world, what a world. Okay. So, floating in midair so we can look at it in all sorts. Okay. Did I read that right? So we need a inlet, of course. Not even going to bother with an outlet. Straight 3, just to make sure that this ends up far away. Okay, so we have a... we got some duct tape here, right? We got some duct tape. We throw it in. Where does it go? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's supposed to go straight through. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's supposed to do, right? But now let's say we have it's blocked, right? We're closed. We're closed for business. Drop my duct tape in the garden. Don't mind me. Okay. Close. Yep. Through this, and then it should poop right out. Okay. Now, this is open now. Huh. Does the overflow not reset? Or am I reading this wrong? Wait a minute. I think I'm reading this wrong. But, so... Wait. Okay, so we're closed, and this is ugly as sin. Closed on bottom. Okay. Alright. Let's at least clear the dead ones. I may be picking some ferns here. I really should go through it. Alright. Seed, seed, seed. Okay. Alright. Okay. Now... Am I losing my mind? Where's my... Or is it... You know what? It might be buried in here. Yeah, there it is. Right? Actually, you know, let's flip this upside down. Garden experimenter. This is not exactly how I figured it was going to be. Full straight through. That's what it looks like. And then chute valve. Other way. That's fine. Let's... Good golly. I need to go someplace with more room. Less interference. So, alright, so let's replant the dead ferns. Okay. You're covered. You're dead fern. Oops. That one was a live one. That's okay. It will forgive me. Okay. Boom. Boom. Seeds. Clear and clear and clear. Okay, there's that. Everybody else looks... Well, not everybody else. You look dead. You... a couple more. There's that. There's that. Is there anybody else that is dead or missing? Kind of hard to tell because some of these, you know, some of the growth looks sickly. But I think we've had it. There we go. Let's do that. Throw the last one in there. I guess let's just. I guess we're doing. I guess we're doing the gardening. Now that was tomatoes. This is why we've got the seeds, just in case. And then we need pumpkins. And there we go. Okay, we're almost there on the pumpkin. Do you... Yeah, you actually take the pumpkin. Let's see. Wheat seeds were good. Rice seeds. So tomatoes. Now pumpkins, corn. Do need a couple corn. And watermelon. Strawberries. Strawberry. Yep, we need strawberries too. Good. Alright. Only stack 10, of course. We have our strawberry seeds. And I don't think strawberries go straight in here. Yeah, let's go ahead and push you in there, see if... Oh. Okay. Uh-huh. You know what? Let's eat some strawberries. Oh, these are not so great on food and everything, but hey, whatever. Whatever. They came out of your own garden. They should be awesome. Gotta be better than bread. I mean, don't get me wrong. Homemade bread is the jam. But, you know. Could take some of that strawberry and throw it on the bread and just imagine what your mood bonus would be at that point. Okay, so we are, I think, back rice. Are we good with the rice? Yeah, we're good with rice. So tomato, pumpkin. Tomato, pumpkin. That's what we need. Another expansion. We could possibly... Yeah, we could go out one more leg here for watermelon and possibly some other things. One thing I would really love to come across would be Darga ferns, because then I would replace these all with Darga ferns, and we'd be a oxygen volcano. But okay, so cobalt. I think that's where we need to... Oops. Leave that there. Okay, it's nighttime right now. We are cooling down. You're not processing anything. I really should start processing the biomass better. But, what do we got here? Let's see, 143. Ooh, we dropped a whole degree on this pipe. What are we dealing with over here? 104. I mean, we're making headway here, so that in itself is good. That does mean that our cooling load is coming down. You're still quite toasty, but you're you. Okay, we're still doing good pressure-wise. We have enough. We're not going to starve our plants again. Cobalt when the sun rises. I really should build a clock of some kind that at least tracks some semblance of daytime. Now, back to the distraction at hand. Now, full. Okay. That's right. So these overflows I have set wrong. I have the overflows set incorrectly. So what I need to do is take off my suit, so I'm not wasting that. Put that in there just because we've come so far. And we don't want to be dumb. I actually kind of digging this. It'd be nice to have like a little, like a hazard scheme. I don't know how it. Yeah. Getting too carried away. So yeah. So I got to pop, particularly. Do this, but I don't know what's going to happen. Wait a minute. Okay. That tells me... I don't... Oh, that is irritating. Why is the overflow designed that way? I feel like that may have changed or something, because that doesn't feel right. Because something's going to naturally want to flow straight, and curving should only be done, you know, in the case of an overflow. That complicates matters. That complicates matters. Can I stand? I might be able to stand in here. Whatever, just use the frickin'. What is wrong with my jetpack? Why is my stabilizer off? Don't know why that was off. Okay, wonder if I can poke my face through here or something. Probably can't go up. Yeah, well, I can go outside and get those if I really need to. That's aggravating. That is very aggravating, actually. Okay. Where are these get spit out? They aren't going. Okay, yeah, they're just crapping out right here. So that's the last piece. So that's good. You're still quite spicy. I don't have the system in play for the condensate. Reset that just to make sure that it's set for pollutant. Okay, yeah, big pipe network. Big pipe network. Got little bits of nice, little bits of O2. I mean, CO2 is not too bad for a worker fluid in there. Oh, God. That... Does it really? Does it really? So this is the normal way it wants to flow, from what I understand. This is the overflow. And then we inlet, right? But here's the problem. Open and open. So this is in the overflow state. Take this, go like this, it goes straight through. Go straight through. Okay. Close that. Can't go straight through. What the frick? That's no good. Okay. Plastic sheets. Boom. End up on top. That held one. That's no good. I can't do that. Now they're both open. That goes straight through. That's what it's supposed to do, right? This is the behavior that is intended. That is the intended behavior, although I don't necessarily like that. And then we do this, and then spit that out. Okay. So this is saying this path is full. Okay. Now you can go back through. Okay. So that's how I thought it was working, but this holding a item is problematic. See where I just tried to tear up the floor there, so I'm gonna do a little, although I think right here it'd be safe, relatively speaking. Okay. Now chute valve. See, what's irritating about this is it's like at the end. Experimentation time. Do the digital valves have the same problem? And if that's the case, then what do I do? Digital valve. Can I... Okay, I don't need power to open and close it. Okay. Aye. Hey! I have to have power to frickin'... So to actually pass an item, you have to have power. So these do store an item. Frick. That's a problem. That is a problem. That cannot store an item. Okay. So, flip-flop. Digital flip-flop. Okay. In this case, how do we do this? 0 to 1? Let's do... Well, we don't need to do 20. Let's do 5. That's a countable number. Well, I mean, 20 technically. 1, 2, 3. Come back here! 4, 5. Then it flips. Okay. Alright. Now. 0. Zero. Okay. You can't decrease it any further. Or, can you make it toggle mode? Aha. Oh, wait. 0 to 1. Oh. What? Okay. Alright, what if we set it to... Yeah, let's... Alright, we're going to set it to 3, just for... 1. Went up the top, and went back down! What are you doing? 2. Now... Okay. Is there anything at all? Rename it. You can't even... Yeah, you can't even... Huh. So that's a problem. Wrench. Okay. Alright. Oh, okay. So let's say... Well, again, that would... We're gonna check to see if a valve can block it. Of course, it's still going to eat an item, I think. Well, let's poke it straight up. Woohoo! Okay, you are trying to spit through. Can't. You trying to spit through, but can't. 1, 2. Alright. So, this is not my answer. This does not do what I wanted to... Oh, really? Really? Gosh. Oh, I don't want a window, I want a straight. Do this, pull this out, go like this, and then wrench to deconstruct the digital flip-flop. So we have digital valve, we have digital flip-flop. We have import, export, digital valve. Well, that's... Yeah, these are just mirror images of each other. So the straight through is the preferred method. Oy, 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 oy. And if we flip it over to this, our options are flip-flop splitter, which do so well with clogs. Overflow. Okay, so what's our options? So these digital valves, when they are closed, hold an item. So the first thing that goes through these valves is going to be held indefinitely. So something has to be shot through the pipe first to clog it up so that the overflow will work properly. Fan-frickin-tastic. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Well, I guess code-wise, it's not too big of a challenge. It's just, what do I shoot through? I don't think I have the ability to have any uranium. I'm just trying to think what would be... I don't know. Maybe I shoot through some garbage item. Huh. Because the way that I store the recipes is I put the reagents and the numbers required. Yeah, I don't think I've seen uranium. They may have even removed it from the terrain update. Or with the terrain update. Ba 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 ba. That is problematic. That is problematic. Okay. Alright. Actually, don't know what line this is sitting at. Probably should see. It's sitting at line number 55, so let's go ahead and reference that number. What is 55? It's probably waiting for all the items to end up in the furnace. Yeah. That's exactly what it's waiting for. And that's going to be a problem, because we're not going to get that. Unless I manually chuck... Well... Okay, so first things first. How are you doing temperature-wise? That's not going to tell me that. How are you doing temperature-wise? You are 50 degrees too low. You are the outside... Yeah, you're the outside anchor. I think we really need more cobalt. Warm that up. So I need to bring that outside temperature, that outside furnace up another... I don't know what it's going to take. But it's got to be hotter than this. The reason I want to do that is so then I can... Hang on, what are you doing for temperature? Why are you so cold? Can I just... eat? Eh. Let me just empty this sucker. Make it like everybody else. Here we go. Can I then eject? Find a pixel. Open mold. That should spit out some, yeah, okay, that's what I was hoping I would see. So, I didn't necessarily lose that. The first thing that should be stuck in there should be iron. So for right now, I'm going to eject one more piece of iron. Well, wait a minute. What? Okay. Yeah, so it's waiting on the furnace to get the items in. I'm too far away from my power transmitter for my suit light. So let's go ahead and flip these around. Boom. Boom. Doop. Doop. Put it on top of my Tesla coil. Alright, there we go. So what I need is daylight, go out, get more cobalt, heat it up, get a temperature, and then I can grab this chip and work with that. I'm going to want to copy what's in the what is in the laptop right now and throw it in Notepad, as long as Microsoft doesn't break that again. Because I don't want to lose that, and I don't want to have to pull this chip out to pull the program out, because that's going to abort everything that's going on and screw things up. That would be bad. The waiter. So the cookbook, the chef, and the waiter. And all the sorting will be done up top. It'll shoot ingots into silos up there. And yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out how I'm going to determine that. What needs an order, what doesn't. I don't necessarily want to have everything on one network, but that's I got to think about how to cross-reference that. So I think I was going to run the idea of, because these memory chips have two, they can be used as a buffer. So I don't know. I might use a memory chip for each silo, which actually, I don't know. That's maybe what I'll do. Is have a memory chip for each finished product silo. So the Waspaloy, Inconel, steel, lead, whatever. Whatever I do make. Have a chip reading those silos for the quantity that's in them, which should be full 500 stacks. And write that to the memory chip saying, this is what I have in my inventory, or available to me in my silo. And then that waiter chip can look at those chips and say, oh, you need this, you need that. I'll go back and have some more. Do that. Interesting. Huh. It's not just... That's interesting. Because that's a 4-star food. 4-star food. I think. Unless they changed it. Which is entirely possible. Do I want to make more biomass? I forgot to see what I've got for storage. Let's put this away before I forget again. What are we doing here? 39? Okay, we're good. Still singing the songs. Wait for daybreak. Go out. Cobalt mining again. Yeah. What's our temperature here? I left that on. That's nice. 108. That went up. 144. That went back up. 275, still struggling. So we're back to 11 kilojoules of... Yeah. I don't know if the call is another water loop. And push harder against my AC system, which is supposed to be 270. Maybe I'm covering too far a gap here between 130 degrees on the water scale. That might be possible. Maybe I just need to make another water loop. Which, if I do that, that's going to be upstairs. Probably outside. I don't know. I'll be glad when these are done. Alright, we're down a little bit there. May need to consider running. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go ahead and start the process. Oh, wow. Look at that timing. You know what? Let's go over that hill. What are we doing here for power? Still got one battery bank going, pretty good. Still feel like wasting a little bit of power because I think if that bank is full, that's a problem. It's not full. Sensor lens is on. I think that's iron, not cobalt. Gold. That looks like cobalt. Okay. Alright. Let's get our cobalt. I think this is short of using the centrifuged biomass, which actually is probably what I really need to do. And it produces a lot of volatiles that would actually be... That probably would have been worthwhile, but I'd have to run it through the centrifuge, and it'll take a little bit. It's just one of those calculated, or not so calculated, but maybe more like forgotten things. Alright, I haven't done too much mining up here because... Oh wow, cobalt. I'll take more cobalt. And more cobalt! Oh wow, I got lots of cobalt. Okay. Yep. All sorts of weirdness happening here. It's kind of a surface deposit, so it's a little bit scary. It's easier when you mine yourself into a cave, I've noticed. It's the absolute most difficult thing about my Venus is the pressures in mining. Everything else is pretty easy. Temperatures aren't too... I mean, they're unwieldy, but... there's enough power. You generate enough solar panels, you could literally just use ACs. Phase change is kind of a... It definitely is a fun thing, and the pollutant loop is very, very, very awesome, because you can push the temperatures down pretty far with that. But, yeah. Maybe I should just buckle down and put yet another stage into my ACs up top. Or actually capture storm gas and deal with the storm gas. Whoa. More cobalt. Guess what? Oh my goodness. Can't believe how much cobalt's been around me. Because early on when I was making steel, I was looking for cobalt, I was looking for silver, and I have a metric butt ton of it everywhere. Except for when you're trying to find it. Then you don't. grabbed it. All right. Woohoo! Imagine 11. Yeah, yeah, that would be. You have to be a special kind of person for that, for sure. Yeah, creaking pipes. You definitely would not want to hear creaking pipes for sure. Yeah, especially, yeah, only one of those is probably okay, but you know, again, an oxygen line, that's a problem because all you need is an ignition source and pretty much anything will burn. Burn iron just in atmosphere. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, where's my hole? There's the hole. Oop, sneak out. There we are. I thought I did. Oh, I did digging in that hill. Kind of limited on this side. Oh yeah, that does make sense because I also did with the terrain update. I had to relocate my base, which is why we're floating. Yeah, see, I got a lot of blue lights over here. Oops. Which I should be running off of this as much as possible, running this as hard as I can, and only pulling out of those battery banks when these are below a set level. And I think I need to do that. I might need to do that. Okay, so we're third in. Make sure we're going to input and output at 20. Just okay. Make sure you're still on. I think you're idle right now because you're below 40, but excuse me. Get in there. I don't know why you didn't get in there. This will spit out as ore anyway, so there's no cobalt bar. But this should burn off the NOS and the O2 that's in there right now. Oh dear. Let's go ahead and turn the input off. We don't need an input. I was getting blown away by this vent. Okay, how are we doing here? Alright, our temperature is exactly where I want it to be, high. You're low because you're off-gassing. Actually, sucking temperature out of that room at a stupid rate. As long as you degas everything, that's all that I care about, and you did. Alright. So in that case, before we suck too much heat out of there... Yeah, this is going high. That air filter is going to have to run a little bit of overtime to keep up. Yeah. More singing pipes. But that's alright. It's bowed out of volatile, so we're good here. This is almost empty. I've almost burned off all the nitrous in there. There we go. 1677, that's what I want to see. So we're 100 degrees above our set point for the one furnace, so that's good. Hopefully that'll have enough oomph to keep the furnace warm. So let's keep that in mind. I might have to occasionally spike this with some fuel or something. And you are pretty much empty. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull in just a hair. And dumping temperature into that room, which is what I wanted you to do. And that'll give it the ability to absorb some temperature from that room too. We'll let this run. Actually, you know what? Let's stop for now, because I don't want to. You know, that's hot carbon carbon dioxide and pollutant that I'm pumping out of there. Could be extracting some heat energy out of that. Oh, right. You know what? Yeah, it'll be fine. Start catching it. Okay. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Could save myself 100 watts by turning it off, but why would you want to do that? Okay. Alright, so I do have to think of something that's going to block the pipes, since the chutes hold an item. I might as well just keep this on. Guess I gotta go through this airlock. That should be good enough to bring the temperature up in the furnace. Well, the furnace pipe network behind it. Check real quick. Red light's still on. How are we doing here? You're slowly creeping up, I would assume. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. NOS is still present. Point. I actually don't know how big my rooms are. Say 0.2 mole per square. Or 2 times 6. $144. Okay. Times 0.2, so divide by 30 mole. 30 mole in this room. Not exactly the same, but we'll say in here. 30 mole in here. Actually, this is a little less concentrated. Yeah. Maybe I just gotta drop some volatile in my base and it'll just... I really have a heating problem. Okay. So once that catches up, then I can grab this chip and start programming these furnaces to... Because there is... This furnace is going to be the only one that changes pressure. And I think what it's going to do is it's going to see, because it can see this chip here, if this requested item matches Electrum. If it matches Electrum, we will set it to run at a different pressure, I think. Or... Or do I want to have this thing handle it all? I don't know. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Make it a little easier to think. But I got to make the determination if I want to have this script kind of try to maybe pre-circulate some air, because that's one of the problems I'm having right now. How many lines do I have? Oh, I think I might be able to do that. Yeah. So let's take a quick pause here and think about that, and we'll be right back with hopefully a fresh mind and an empty bladder. So I'll be right back, everyone. Alrighty, I am back, and so I had another thought, and the big thing is, so if I have this, what I was thinking about having an iNet loop here, have it, well, let's see, how many, I don't think this will be too big of a deal, depending if I've got enough lines, and I think I do. So I'll write it in comments that we, let's see, furnace outputs equal to 100 liter, furnace inputs equal to 0 liter, let's see, valves open, all valves open, and then I don't think I need to do anything with the memory functions. But one thing might need to do is read furnace pressures, yield, if pressure average greater than 50 kPa is what we're going to put it at. 50 kPa. Branch minus 2 lines. And otherwise, open furnace. Read furnace reagents. Yield. If agents greater than 0, branch -2 lines. Does not close the furnace here. I could have it close the furnace. It would just be an added line there, or I could just, we'll just do this then. We'll just shut furnaces. And I think that might do it. And how many lines does that leave us at the end here? Okay, that still leaves us about 10. Actually, I think exactly 10. No, more than that, 12. So that might be the deal. So the idea here is this will abort it. So let's set batch. Let's just do set batch. Hash furnace, logic type, technically on. I should probably set it on. Setting output 100. And then furnace inputs. Do set batch H furnace setting input 100. 0. Hello. Is this thing on? We're going to go ahead and turn all the furnaces on. Okay, so this is going to be actually 2 here. So set batch H chute valve right, chute valve left, chute valve R, open 1, chute H chute valve left, missed an E, open 1. So all the valves are open in this case. And we want to load batch H furnace. Furnace? Oh, I guess load batch into R15. H furnace. Oh my goodness. Furnace. Pressure. Average. Or sum. It's sum. Let's make it sum. Because average, you could have 3 furnaces at 0 and 1 furnace at 200
Hydration critical.
and still potentially make something. So let's do sum. Yield. I'll go ahead and uncomment that. So branch relative greater than. If R15 is greater than 50, in this case, greater than or equal to, right? All right, you know what, let's just do greater than 90. Because that means that one furnace could be 90 and everybody else 0, or everybody at 25, well, 23.3333, repeating, of course. Then we will set batch H furnace open 1. We will load batch R15 H furnace reagents sum. Now I want to make sure that that's actually what I'm thinking of. I'm reading reagents. I'm assuming. Reagents are read, and I'm assuming total number of reagents recorded by the device. So that is good. I'm trying to remember, does this have a stack? No, it doesn't have a stack. Not like that. Okay, good. So we'll read it. We will that. So we will branch greater than 0. We'll just branch greater than 0. Branch relative greater than 0. R15 minus 2. And then we will just go ahead and copy this. And we'll do this, except that will be 0. So now we will shut those all. And I'm kind of wondering... Now this turns them on. Oh wait, this turns the furnace on if the... if there's a request to be made. Yeah. So you know what we're going to do here? Set H furnace on 0. So that will save us a little bit of power. Okay. And it has to turn on, and the idea here, yeah, I was going to turn it off after it was set. Okay. So here, check pressure. And I'm adjusting this. I turn it on, I turn it off. So I can start. Here's what I'm going to do. Right here, we have yeah, there we go. So we have here where we shut the valves, but I still have to figure this one. The valve eating a reagent. I have to work on that. But let's take a look here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn the input on in here. Set batch name. So H furnace. Name hash furnace. Furnace. No. Setting output. Let's make it an output of 10. That's H furnace. Name hash furnace. Setting input of. Let's make it an output of 20 and an input of 10. I think that's an acceptable level. Because then what this will do is it will output faster, hopefully, than the input is allowing. But there could be a thing with the pressure. But this is just to make sure that the temperature in the furnace is enough that it can potentially degas or at least process the ores so that it can actually clear the chutes leading in here. Oh, I guess I should go take a drink. I should take a drink. Let's do that. Do that here. Do that. We'll go here. Alright. Go drink some water. And maybe dump this cobalt into the silo. But I should be able to now have my happy bread. Got something stuck in my teeth here. There we go. I got my 4 stars. 4-star rating bread. Some good bread. Of course, bread made from your own garden. I mean, I imagine that just tastes magically delicious. So, there we go. Yeah. Wait a minute. Did that blink out for a second? No. No way. Okay, we are hygienic. And well, the greenhouse temperature is very pleasant. As a matter of fact, I might bump that up just a teensy bit, because I don't want to get too cold. Wait, are you idle or off? Why are you off? Did I turn you off to try to... You know what? That's entirely possible. This is equalized pretty well. We're almost out of that. Let's do a quick health check, I suppose. What else did I turn off? Oh yeah, you know what? Let's switch that. Good. Gives a good opportunity to pull the excess garbage that was in the waste pipe out. Which, we do trap a little bit here. But this is mainly to prevent sucking volatile in too much. Basically recombining with our O2 from here is what I'm trying to avoid. Although theoretically what I should do is put like a digital valve here and set it so if this mixing valve has been on anytime recently to forget the idea of anything like that. Let's check our cooling temperature. I really should have a dashboard somewhere. That'd be nice. 111. This is going up. We are loading the system. I did just turn on the cooling on that. Yeah. On the bright side, the base temperature is getting reasonable, so that's going to be fine soon. Why are we loading the system? We're going to be loading it a lot more soon as I have to pull in more CO2. Oh, but the base is coming down to a reasonable temperature. You might even be almost ready to toggle off, because the pipe is 22 degrees versus 23. Feels like you should be. Well, I guess you are pushing pretty hard against a very hot pipe, so we're almost there. Base was stupid hot. Okay, so back to this. I'm over here by the power transmitter, so the idea is we will initialize, we will empty out the furnaces, and then going to turn them off, and then go through and read the requested chip. and iterate. If it's not empty, then we're gonna look that up, get everything started, turn the furnace on, start pumping stuff through it, clear everything, ship the items. So one thing I can do is temporarily I can just push one ingredient in extra. And then I can see if the rest of the process works. I think that's where we go from here. So I'm going to pull you out. We're going to export. Before I get too crazy here, I'm going to grab the pin here. I'm going to copy this, set this to 0. And then I'm going to drop this in here. Everything should spit out and turn off. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel like I'm missing a single nickel. Your nickel. I guess I gotta wait for stuff to come back. But I'll flip this in and out. Make sure I didn't... Alright, I'm gonna do something that I probably should have done. I'm going to edit, and I'm going to add a sleep timer right here. After that's all said and, well, maybe actually right here. Let's sleep this for 5 whole seconds. Might be a little overkill, but we're on. Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. I heard it. What, 3? Did I miscount that badly? Well, I did probably shoot a lot of different iron in there, so. Okay. We're off. I'm assuming we're open on all those... Oh, yeah, we're open. They spat out. Okay. We're ready to make an order. Order, please. That was correct. We're gonna shoot one more out. Oh, the nickel's gonna get eaten. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, the nickel's gonna get eaten. Huh. Okay, so yeah. Alright. Notepad. That definitely is notepad. I need you to take my text notepad. I need to change the order of the ingredients in the recipe book is what it is. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to grab... You're fine. Grab you. Grab this. Turn you on. Edit. Nope. We need to import first. I'm going to just switch. Edit. Edit. With the method that I'm using, I have to eject the iron first, because if the iron gets eaten, that's a little easier to... I guess technically not. I have enough nickel, but whatever. We're going to do this. And all I'm doing is just switching the order there. It's going to rewrite this. And then I don't think I need to do anything with this. Then we're going to do this. And actually, I didn't even need to do that. Because I thought I was going to have to copy out that program, but I forgot it's already in the chips, the other chip. So next time I go to modify it, I'll have to pull it out. But what we're going to try to do now is order up some Invar. And I'm going to, there we go, shoot an extra iron out, because that's what's going to need it. And we are processing. Something's going in. So what's going to go through, it's going to degas all the ores, or, process all the ores, smelt them. And then it's supposed to regulate the pressure, and I'm not sure how well it's going to do that, but we're going to find out. Pressure and temperature. I forget which it's going to do first. I don't know. It's looking okay. We can take a look and see what line we're struggling with here. Which does us no good because we don't have the program. 64. 64, 64. It might be an oversight on my part. It is now a reagent mix that I can't well, I mean, I can run through the centrifuge, that's no problem. That pipe network's okay. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Your temperature is... This is temperature, so it's trying to bring the temperature up by connecting to the hot pipe. Oh, speaking of which, how are you doing? You're losing temperature, slowly. This red pipe. Oh, good. You're still warm. That's good. It's almost out of oxygen and NOS, so I would probably only be able to do one more cobalt batch. So this is trying to regulate the temperature in the furnace. I think that's what it's trying to do right now. Which is why both things are on. And this is already degassed, so this is not a problem. I would not run it in this if it was. Wait. What the devil do I have here? Oh man, this is gonna come out smelted nickel, isn't it? Crap. What is going on? I saw stuff. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. And then there were the 2 iron and nickel, so I'm assuming what I have here is Invar. Invar mix. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. Or what it's doing right now. Is the... I should be able to, if I get close enough. We're not open. So if I was cheeky, which of course I'm cheeky, can I can inject a... yeah, okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a junction. And then an input. Facing my way? Yeah. We're gonna be a little cheeky here. I'm gonna throw this in. I hope to God this works. I may have rushed it. Alright, as long as I'm not throwing a big pile of crap on the floor right here. Alright, so that's... Okay, we're pulling stuff in. Alright, I might have to debug that. But as long as the process works... Okay, we're still losing a little temp, but... part of the problem here is we... Yeah. So the furnace is empty, so it's trying to bring the... this up. 975 is the target, so actually it might be... pressure... Yeah, that's good. Alright. And it's kind of looking like I might have to... What are you doing? 64, so I probably have to look at that line. Which does mean that unfortunately the batch of crap that I just made ain't no beano. So let's go ahead and... So 64. Bam bam. Okay, there is... That's the iron that got away. Now we're exhausting. Once it's below 75, we're all going to open. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have no idea what I have going on here. Like a double batch? Yeah, it's possible. I screwed it up. Okay, we're off, we're off, we're off, we're off. Okay. Let's review. What did we learn? 64. Line 64. So line 64 is waiting for the silo export count. So it's dumping. Did I goof that up? Kind of wonder if I goofed that up. Huh. Now, one thing I can say. Yeah, that's a problem. That is going to be a particularly bad problem for this guy. You know what? I'm going to go the slow route. Because I just had a thought. So when we're doing the purge up top, 100, that is going to cause a problem. We're going to 10. And even that could cause a problem. One furnace in particular is going to have a problem. So this furnace here is going to be running at 50 megapascals. The tank network behind it's going to be running at 50 megapascals. And it matches the capacity of the furnace. So this one I would almost need to, I think I need to put more. What do I need to do? This one is a problem. Let's see. So these pipe networks behind us. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, because when I go to reset this and I purge this and empty this out, this is going to dump essentially half of its existence. So I really easily want to try to push this whole network up to 100 megapascals, which is way above the limit. And also, this is cool gas. This is a commodity. This is not so easily... This is the emergency overpressure tank. But what can I do? Can I throw... I wonder if I could... if I threw a tank here, if that would be sufficient. Let's take a look at this. Essentially, that would make 1/7 of its capacity potentially. If I put a tank on this and keep the network as is, the furnace will be 1/7 of the capacity of the entire network. So, if it was at full, so let's just say, yeah, 50. We'll even say 51 megapascals. Times 1.15, I'm going to round up, would be 59 megapascals. I don't know what my limit is set at here, but I could deal with losing a little bit of cooling. Now the problem being, where am I going to cool gas? Cool gas to inject in there, man. Cool gas. Huh. So I may have to avoid using the solder and waspaloy right off the bat. Okay, well, let's dump all this or start dumping this crap into the shredder. And it's 11 o'clock. I really need to consider going to bed. Yeah, I'll finish my movie that I started before the stream, but yeah, okay. So we will start by throwing what we can in here and recovering what we can. Actually, I probably should check out to see what this is, but I'm sure this is borked by now. I'm dying. Excuse me, dying. It's a lot deeper than I thought it was. Bound to be running out here. Oh, there we go. That's the end of it. Yeah, it's not going through the shredder, so I'm not losing half of it, but the centrifuge to refuge it. 50 cobalt. Oh, right, and biomass. Yep. Now, the problem with that is I'm going to be... probably want the ore, so I'm going to split this off. And we're going to do this. Can I just do a straight 3? Can I go straight? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do that for now. Looks tacky, but that's going to shoot the stuff right here, and I'd say keep it under control, but that is definitely not what's going to happen. Ooh, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Ah. We are very, very, very quickly dwindling our carbon dioxide. Look how fast that sucker's going down. Good thing we caught it. You know what that means. Time to add a whole bunch of heat to this damn room. Or take the opportunity to insulate it. Insulate it. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's what we're doing. Insulated tank. Insulated tank. Steel and silicon. There's already steel in there. Hopefully enough. Insulated tank. We are going to go ahead and go hog here. Yeah, this is, I think, the only one we're going to do. That one is a major heat sink. Or, yeah, heat source. Okay, grab this. It's going to be carbon dioxide, so let's grab this. I'm going to take the opportunity to insulate the pipe. Okay, because that's insulated, the exhaust is insulated, and then, yeah, so this ought to be just empty. Because I'm going to be ripping this crap up, and I don't want to be poking holes in the floor. Did enough of that. Iron frame you can't finish. That's a problem. That is a problem. I guess those are going to stay iron frames, but let's... You are virtually empty. Wow, look how fast it's going down. Gonna do that. Play with it. That's what I'm gonna do. Really fast, and then we're gonna Wait a couple seconds. Deconstruct. Reconstruct. There we go. And that should be good to go. And now we can, what are we doing here?
Hunger caution.
Let's turn that off. Now, it's going to bring in pollutant. Just going to go through a filter. Let's go ahead and turn you off. You're empty. Pollutant. That doesn't matter. The nitrogen. Well, I mean, it'll give me more nitrogen. That's fine. That's fine. That won't hurt. Pollutant will just get dumped outside. There we are. But that is going to make my greenhouse potentially toasty. Toasty, toasty, toasty! What's the pressure? Hard to tell. Let's go inside. Now my greenhouse air conditioner is going to be running much more. The pressure is significantly low in here. 50% oxygen, 5 to 6% nitrogen. So it means 45% of the air in here needs to be carbon dioxide, and we're almost back up there. But we kind of target a pressure like 80 kPa. As long as the temperature isn't runaway, we'll be fine. It does mean the air conditioner is going to be working harder. But that'll be... It's one of those tricky things because it's also the same... This is no longer going to be bleeding heat into this room. So before that AC, well, the greenhouse AC was handling it. This AC was handling it. You know, basically all the base ACs were handling it. Now it's going to be strictly on this sucker. So he's going to have to really work hard. And I won't pull oxygen out when the temperature's above a certain point. But I'm always going to be injecting carbon dioxide in. So, yeah, 80 kPa. So if I see that the oxygen is too high in here, that indicates that the temperature is too high. And I'm not pulling out the oxygen. Because the only real thing happening here is a small bit of nitrogen is being changed to oxygen, and carbon dioxide is being changed to oxygen. So, and this is definitely not going up nearly as fast as I thought it would. But then again, this is also a low pressure system. And low pressure makes big delays. You're still flowing. Iron and nickel in there, but this should separate them. That way I don't have nickel bars. This is the pollutant. Now you, 115, you're still going up. So we're still fighting. I might have to put on some more solar panels, more batteries. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do probably tomorrow, is try to finally get our cooling under control. I think that's going to be my plan. And my goodness, I'm going through so many pages in my notebook here. I'm going to start tearing them out. So I'm going to write that down. More power, more cooling. And we'll make that a task for tomorrow. And yeah, so we didn't get. I mean, we got a little bit further. The goofed stuff up with the advanced furnace, but that's to be expected. So we'll eat, drink, shower, be merry, all that stuff, and we will then reconvene tomorrow. So yeah, you can already see that the temperature in the greenhouse has risen significantly. As a matter of fact, that's very significant. It's not gonna be able. Yeah, that's a heck of a thing. That's a heck of a deal. We are hygienic. Okay. All right. So, well, we will work on our power and cooling, and we need more power because we're going to be dumping more cooling into the system upstairs. And hopefully, I moved everything in a way that I can put another row in. Because holy crap, the temperature in here's. As long as it doesn't hit above 50, we're fine. Some of the plants may not like it. We'll worry about that tomorrow. Anyway, so with that, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.